Eta, we are back. It's another week, and of course, we are chilling on our famous brown couches. This is where we get to have a candid, open conversation with one of South Africa's most legendary players, former players. It's usually former players in this case because we don't have an opportunity to talk to the guys that are still busy. So we're sitting with those that have walked this path, that have ran this path, that have enjoyed their football careers and have decided that, you know what, their boots need to now be hanging. Vandaag, I'm blooming with one of the best to ever do it in Orlando Pirates shirt, the best to ever do it in a Mamelodi Sundowns shirt. But I want to focus on his Pirates time because he was part of what I consider to be the golden generation. He played alongside Leslie Manyathela. He played alongside Continental, Gift Lerem. He played with Tugutugu, Joseph Makanya. He played with Tso Vilagazi. This is a man that, of course, was playing under the tutelage, among other coaches, of Kostadin Papic. This was when football was as silky as it came at Orlando Pirates. But unfortunately, when he left with no trophy. He's a man that wore the jersey number 23 some 21 years ago when he burst onto the scene. You know him as Cheeseboy. I'm talking Lebohang Mokoena. Cheese, thank you very much for Plomali Nameoti.
Sure.
I really do appreciate it. Let's start it from now and we'll go back.
Sure.
You've recently announced your retirement.
Yeah.
Firstly, thank you for announcing it because Lunama Chitakasi, you've got this thing. You stop playing and we don't know where you are. We don't know if you're still playing. We don't know if you're still available. No Vumbo Gafela somewhere. So for you to actually come out and say, I have officially retired from the game of football, that is great. How has it been to retire? It's only been a couple of weeks since you announced it. Yeah? How's it been?
Yeah, it's been okay because I took some time before announcing it because I still felt like I still have the legs to continue. But as time went on, I realized that, you know what, you'll knock on all these doors and nothing's going to happen. So, the best is for me to rewire again and make sure that I continue with this journey called life, that's why I just decided, no, I think it's time for me to announce so that I don't get bothered because I always go and play with the masters and stuff. And I still get these, hey man, come play here, play there, And I think I've just had too much of the stress, bro. And I was like, get up.
So for you, it's football that let you go, not you letting football go. How long did you still want to go on for?
Yeah, well, I think another two years. I mean, I'm 38. I would have went until 40. I mean, the target was looking at a guy like Beleno Mvete. Those are the people I looked up to. John Shoes Musheo, the late, may soul rest in peace. So one day I also want to achieve that. That's why I always try to keep myself in good shape, and I did exactly that. But I think everybody knows the story, how it all ended. And that's why I decided, it's okay, I don't want to go through that again.
Mel, you played for 20 years. You played for 20 years. It's not a lot of footballers, I don't even want to say in South Africa, but in the world that have that privilege of playing for 20 straight years. And you didn't even just play for some Malaka clubs. The powerhouse, you played for Orlando Pirates, for Mamelodi Sundowns. You played for Cape Town Spurs, who've got a rich history. You played for Mokoena Swallows. All due respect to the other clubs, but you didn't play. You played in the first division, but you played for a club with strong heritage in the first division. You played a huge part in bringing them back to the top flight. So you played for 20 straight years, represented your country. So surely, at this time, it would have been like, what's the game? I get broke. Yes, I still love the game, but let me just get relaxed, man.
Look, from the first contract I signed, Go Pirates, my intentions was never about money. I know as generations and as we evolved in the game, the money was starting to be there, a lot of money, and that's one thing that Dr. Koza knows about me. That's one thing I put on the table that, look, for me to make money, I need to play, and well, in South Africa, you're not going to make that much money to actually survive after playing football, I think only the guys that have made it went overseas, played for a couple of years there. I think they a little bit well off, I would say they could be able to start up something after football. But obviously with the little that we make in South Africa, we try and save there and there, and it was just part of my journey, man, and I don't want to worry too much about it. 20 years, it's not an easy decision that I had to take, because I mean, with all these different generations and memories, yeah, it was a little bit sad for me to actually really say that, guys, now I'm actually done. Yeah, it was not like a happy moment for me.
Whose doors did you knock on? Who were you wanting to at least be like, hey guys, if you need some help,
Look, for me, it was not about reaching out to the clubs. Obviously, talking to coaches, Coach Brendan Truter was one, because I'd worked with him. He also wanted me to come join him at, I think it was Uppington City at that time, I think, but last season before he came to Richards Bay.
Yeah.
And I was like, Coach, I cannot leave my family. I'm staying with my kids.
Yeah.
I'd love to play the game. I'm still okay to play the game. But I think that the 20 years that I've spent being away from my kids, seeing them once a week, twice in the weekends and stuff, I feel like maybe I should give back these 20 years or more than 20 years to my kids and be there with them. I think that's where the decision really came from, that, you know what, I think it's time for me to actually give more attention to my kids.
So now what? Okay, now you've retired from football.
Yeah.
You've got your kids that you've got to raise, and by the way, you're doing an amazing job of doing it, all things considered. What now? What now? What now? What now does Cheeseboy do? Because you will always be Cheeseboy. There'll always be a video of you that pops up on a random day. Something nje, we will never forget you. You're one of those household names that this country will never forget. But like you said, you can only make so much money that'll only take you so far.
Yeah.
You still have another 22 years to get to official retirement.
Sure.
What now?
Yeah, well, look, when it comes to me, I think maybe most people know that I'm a creative by nature, so I'm currently coaching kids at the school in Eastleigh, under 12s. I'm also ambassador with Betway as well. I'm doing a preview show, Soccer Beat, and I'm also doing my brand, the C23 brand. It's things that I've always had in mind, but the thing is, I've tried to open up a lot of things while I was still playing, because that's the advice from everyone.
Yeah.
While you're playing, try open up something so that, buy property, do that. I've been that route, and it's good advice that I've received from my late mom. Started off buying properties with the little that I was making, trying to pay bond and all of that. Open up a few businesses. But the thing is that when you start doing something and you are not fully there, it's very difficult for you to actually manage the business. Yeah. That was one of my lessons learned during my career, that, I've also had a five-a-side, action soccer, cricket in Boksburg. I still have the fields in Cape Town. So like, as I said, just to put it in short, I'm a creative. So in any space, I feel like I can quickly adjust to it and do what I need to do.
So do you still have some of those ventures that you started, tailoring, at least now that you've got the time for them, like C23?
Yes.
Now you're pouring your energy into it. Do you still have some of those?
Yeah, for sure. I even have my my five-a-side fields that were in Cape Town. I took them when I moved to Ajax at that time, opened up the business there, tried to help the community and the kids. So it's something that I'm also going to be doing this side.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot, man. Obviously, I can't do everything at once. One thing at a time. And eventually, I think I'll get a clear understanding of, this is really, really what I want to do, And I know a lot of us want to be coaches, Kaufela has to be the coach. Yeah, you played the game and stuff, but when I looked at the other coaches, no, let me try to do other things, there's music as well. So, I'm fit.
She's Moraka Swallows. That's not how, like you said, how you wanted your career to end. That you were turned into a scapegoat. You were made to seem like you are a troublemaker, all because you're now the senior in the team. You were once in Mosimane go Pirates, Mosimane go Sundowns, never ring away. You became that guy. You became the leader that dragged the Dube Birds from the NFD to what was then, the league under the previous sponsor. But it all fizzled out into a sour ending. With that,
let me take you back a bit. When we got promoted, look, we sat down with the chairman, discussed what's the future plans for the club, and his ambition was to get Swallows back to the top flight within 2 or 3 seasons, right? And we worked really hard behind the scenes with the chairman, obviously trying to get some knowledge. Who can we bring in that can try and help us reach the goal, you know? And fortunate enough, yes, I knew some guys that also, you know, they had the pedigree, they know how to win things, and they were brought into the club. Yes, we explained finances are not so great as we got promoted, but in the NFD things were okay. We were fine. We never struggled with anything, you know. And especially
how's that possible? Because top flight, you're getting a certain grant, which I mean, running a football club in any top league, I see,
No.
but you were getting a healthier grant in the top flight than you were in the NFD. So how was it easier in the NFD to run the club than Gold Youth?
Look, I think in the NFD, I think the club's expenses were not as much as we would get in the top flight, because look, we even have players that are coming from the Vodacom, Newcastle. It's a mix.
Yeah.
So the salaries are also not that big, you know. So I think that's why they could manage that, you know. And the chairman's concern was that I need to get a sponsor. But in order to get a sponsor, you need the team performing right. You need the team's books looking right.
Yeah.
You need everything, the brand looking right. And it was difficult for the chairman to actually get a sponsor. You know, I think at some stage he managed to get one of the sponsors, but the league declined.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know the reasons for that. And that really made him dig deep into his pocket. And yeah, that's where everything started to crumble now, you know. And now you're starting to get players that are not getting paid on time. And we were there to try and shield that, you know, me and some of the senior guys, we were there to shield it. Like, guys, look, yes, things are not looking okay right now, but with what I've heard is that sponsors might be looking to come in, guys, and things are going to be fine. All we need to do is make sure we attend the games, we continue as normal, and do not bring the brand into disrepute and do all these funny things that we go on strike and all of that. So some of us as senior players were there to actually try and sort out those kind of issues on the lower level. You understand? Because we'd sit down with the chairman and some of the board members and really get a grip of what's happening at the club. Obviously, boils down to the players. Guys, this is the situation at the club, but don't forget, some of you guys are still young, you still want to make it in the top flight. We made examples of ourselves. Like, look, even when we started, we never really looked at the money situation as much as we got paid on time, but we wanted to get the minutes, get into that field, because you never know who's watching, you know. And I took that from the guys that I grew up, you know, around.
Yeah.
Your Gerald Rapatlelas, your Les Manyetela, Butso, Edelbert Dinia, you know, guys that have been there, you know, guys that have done it, Willem Okpara, you know, people that have seen it all, you know. And I learned from that sometimes senior guys tend to always think about themselves at a later stage, forgetting that you were also in that position where you needed some knowledge from the older guys to actually take you through. Yeah. That's why I think most of us lasted in the game, was because of those kind of advices. And also, it comes out in public as if you are this controversial guy that's starting a riot, starting this. No. Doesn't work like that. I believed in transparency. As a person, you must also have principles.
Yeah.
So within my principles, I couldn't just lie to my teammates. I mean, I work with these boys. I'm with them 24/7, you know, every day we're in camp. So I have to impart some knowledge, because I get questions. But now, Khotman, this says this, but how can we work about this, you know? That's where I need to step in and try and advise the boys. Okay, guys, this is how we go about it. We don't need to make a hassle, fight about it. But remember, this is a challenge you are going to face, you know. But unfortunately, in South Africa, the senior guy is the one that's always going to get chopped, because because they feel like, you're the guy that's influencing the guys, but they don't see the good side of things. In terms of, I cannot let a young player down or lead them astray, because tomorrow, if things don't go well for him, he's the first one to tell you guys that this guy was not a good role model for us. Yeah.
You get promoted in, I think, 1920.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
2021.
Yep.
You become only one of 2 football clubs that go the whole season with 1 loss.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, if it's number 6, but you lost 1 game. Sure, you had about 13 odd draws.
Yes. Yeah.
But you lost 1 game
Yeah.
in your first season back.
Yes.
What do you mean sponsors are not knocking on your guys' door? You were the second, by defense, you were the second best team, if anything.
Yes. I think it boils down to management. I think something that as players we would never know of, because whatever happens in the boardrooms when they discuss with the sponsorships, we really don't know much about it. We can only get a glimpse and a feedback in terms of, yes, we are working on this, we are talking with so-and-so, but what was put on the table, I cannot tell you about that. I don't know what happened with that. But because the performance was there, as I've said earlier, that, look, we wanted to perform so that we could make things better for ourselves, so that we could even get bonuses, things like that, But yeah, I think it was just meant to be that you know what, we don't get a sponsor and we have to gonna go through this rough patch, or maybe just something it's among the swallows.
Yeah. So when I'm chairman, I'm assuming Kwena, that's the conversation. That's the person with whom you're having a conversation. Leblomi saw.
Yeah.
Who's making the decision that Lebohang Mokoena can no longer play for Swallows? Is it Chairman David or is it Lebohang?
Look, first of all, with no disrespect to anything, I got so much respect because he was there for me as well. We before everything started, I sat down with him. Then we spoke about everything in terms of how he wants to see his club, and also to share my knowledge, what I've learned from Pirates, how they do things, how Sundowns does things, And look, you can maybe try to do this here at Swallows. This could work, And when I got the call from Elasto, because the manager called me. Look, the chairman never called me. Elasto calls me and he tells me, look, don't report for training. Okay, I'm puzzled and I'm like, okay, let me try and call the chairman. Okay, no luck, chairman doesn't pick up my calls, but he gets back to me after a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks, gets back to me and let's set up a meeting. I'm like, okay, no problem. Go to the meeting. Okay, chair, what happened? Right. We had a discussion with the coach and some of the members of the team, and it was not on me. The coach decided that we're not gonna keep you. We'd rather go for maybe another younger player and stuff. And I was like, okay, but then why didn't you explain that to me before the season ended?
Yeah.
Because I had offers at that time. Remember, we did pretty well, right?
Yeah.
And there were teams like Cheesy, but because I was dedicated and like, I'm already at that age where I don't think I want to move around as much.
Yeah, and also there are not that many options.
There's not
lucrative options, but there are good enough options with challenges.
Yes, correct. So I looked at that situation and unfortunately the chairman, just said he was not part of that decision making. Apparently some hands were raised. I don't know. Probably even people that I was with them every day at the training sessions.
People that you try to protect.
That's a life lesson, but that doesn't change me. I'll always be that person that can advocate where I can, help where I can. And if somebody is gonna feel like, okay, I'm gonna sit in the boardroom because Mokoena is not here, I'm just gonna say, no, but I think he should go.
Yeah.
And then the next friend votes, okay, I think he should go. I think that's what basically happened. And I still don't have a grip in terms of who said what. And yeah, that's how it ended, man.
Who was knocking on your door? Before everything fell apart, goals first. I
mean, I had an option to go with Mamkize at that time.
Yeah.
I also had I also felt like, I still have a couple more seasons to go.
Yeah.
But before the end of the season, before we went to the I think it was the playoffs with Dylan Kerr, they tell me that they are going to keep me for the following season. So now what does that do? I decline whatever's around me.
Because also give that loyalty to a team that I helped to come back to the top flight.
You understand? I didn't want to be that guy now. Okay, now you're back to the top flight and now you You want to ditch us like that because we're going through this and that, you know. But it's something that I've been like that. I've been loyal to Pirates. I've been loyal to Sundowns. I think the years will tell you that I spent so many seasons to Pirates, Sundowns, you know. So going back to the principles, that's me, you know. So I was like, I'm going to stay here no matter what, whether I get paid after 2 months, but I'm here.
Yeah.
You understand? So yeah, it's just part of life, Joe. It's something that we learn as we grow.
No hard feelings towards David Mokoena.
No, and I still got love for him. Che, he knows very much,
Yeah.
you know, because why I say that, he was there as well for me, you know, during my trying times in terms of my situation at home, you know. There's a lot of things, you know, even helping out certain players, even at some stage we were allowed to sit in one of the board meetings, come up with suggestions, how can we help the club? We raised a concern about the development structure. We need something like that to sustain the team. Because my goal was, we need to have the Swallows team stay in this top flight forever. Like your Pirates, like your Chiefs, like your Sundowns, they have to be there. But in order to get that right, let's fix the structures. That was our intention at that time, you know. So, yes, we had our back and forth like any other relationship, you know, where there's misunderstandings, or I don't like what you said. No, I also don't like what you said. But I'll always have respect. I'm a very respectful person. No, he's an elder to me. He's a senior, and was somebody that I always looked up to. I mean, as a businessman, I looked at him as, okay, he's got his business, he's running his club. I wanted to find out more. How did he manage to get there and become the man that he was, you know? And unfortunately, sometimes relationships have to end, you know, and maybe on the football side of things did not end well. But on a personal level, no, I can take his call anytime. I can sit with him anytime.
All that work that you guys put in the 1920 season, 1819, 1920 season, where you drag this club from the jaws of extinction. Ghana Swallows almost ceased to exist as a brand.
True.
So shout out to what is now, you know, the Gauteng Premier, Panyaza Lesotho, for his influence, David Mokoena for also, you know, and everybody else that got involved in getting it back to where it was, especially kind of COVID.
Yeah.
That was another thing. COVID. It's not in the top flight anymore. The financial troubles got too bad. Status had to be sold. Do you think that they can come back from this one? They came back from it for the first time after Bullion Prince did what they did to Swallows. Do you think Moraka Swallows can come back this time around?
I don't think so.
We know we wanted to. We know it should.
I don't think so. Why I'm saying it is because it's gonna need a lot of financial muscle, I would say. Look, even when the chairman got the club, it was already in a lot of debt, errors, and whatever that was happening, you know, that they had to pay off.
They were owing about 200 million.
Yeah, you remember it. So that was Swallows FC up until it eventually changed back to its original name, Moraka Swallows, you know, and that's the challenge, you know. We don't have a lot of billionaires or people that really would love to invest in the sport of football or into the clubs, because it looks like a loss. You know, I don't know how it looks, but like when I look at it, it's more of a loss than a gain. You know, rather somebody who's got the passion, somebody who loves it, somebody who says, "Fine, I can lose 200 million with 2 years, 3 years, but I know 6, 7, 8 years down the line, I'll be starting to make some money back. I'll be having development products. I'll be selling players. I'll be doing that, you know." So yeah, it's gonna, I don't know. It's just gonna take somebody who's really bold, who's got a very, very big pocket to actually bring back a Swallows, and also to buy actually a status in the top flight instead of going all the way, because it's more expenses down there.
There was a period in your football career where, but Nebananore, that's it for him. You know, Lebohang Cheeseboy Mokoena, that Orlando Pirates prodigy, come star, come Mamelodi Sundowns star under Pitso Mosimane. That period at Ajax Cape Town.
Yeah.
Swallows revived your career after Ajax Cape Town. But how important was you going through that Ajax Cape Town period? I mean, the Cape Town spares and all, but
Look,
for Ajax.
like it was a difficult time for me and my family, right? Because now here am I living Sundowns. Didn't have a club, 6 months, right? I have responsibilities. I got kids. I have to sustain myself. I have to train. I have to look for work. And I worked with Coach Roger before, the SAR, and he gave me a call and he asked me, I know match fitness is not up to scratch, but I know you're training. So would you mind coming down to Cape Town? Just come. We're having a mini preseason. There's games. Come and play. I'm like, cool, coach, no problem. Left for Cape Town. I think just played one game, one of the friendly games. I think I managed to push about 45 minutes. Coach Roger said, perfect, good enough. We'll try and table up something for you. I know you have family and see how we can adjust you so that you can bring down your family. Because my concern was, look, guys, that's just going to be the end of me. I need these people next to me. And the chairman, Ari, and everybody at Ajax welcomed me with warm arms. They gave me that opportunity to actually try and revive myself. Difficult period as well, because now coming back, I haven't been playing for months. 1-2 games, there's a hamstring problem, because now, you're still trying to get back into it. And had to leave Ajax because now Coach Roger quits, resigns. And now I'm stuck there with Coach Menzo. He prefers the youth development players. I'm this player that's coming from Sundowns. Don't get enough game time. I'm like, okay, this is a chance for me to recuperate because I'm away from Joburg and all this bustle and talks. Let me refocus, probably if I get another chance, which is Maccabi that I went to.
Yeah.
Unknown team, Mr. Ellen Norman, I'm grateful to that man. He came at the right time. Revived myself, played. I was not, I was never a player, I played for a big team. I can't go play in the NFD. I've known that with a lot of guys. But no, I don't want to go there. But if you love the game and passionate about the game, what's it going to make it difficult for you not to work your way back up? Yeah. I always believe that. And through the grace of God, because I pray and I train, that was the only thing that kept me going up until I eventually got the opportunity to actually go Le Swallows. Because look, they bought the status Sayona Maccabi, of which I was playing for. And it was a blessing in disguise. That's why they always say, sometimes you don't know how God works. I wanted to give up, but because of the support I had from my wife to say, you can't give up now. You can't let people just throw you out there and say, no, you're done. Do you think you're done? I'm saying, but no, I'm not done, Joe. I'm Kisalim not, but it's just that people have a perception. Yeah, he's a so-called big player. He's going to want this much. And I'm like, but ask me first. What if I said I wanted to play for free? It happened in Highlands with Coach Owen De Gama. I trained with them for, the whole month before I actually went to Maccabi. And coach was like, hey, we don't have the budget. And I'm like, but coach, but you should have asked me. What if I said, pay me for the first 3 months, see how I go, and then we'll take it from there. I don't need a huge salary. I want to play. Because I need to get back. This is what I love doing. I want to play for many years. That was my ambition. And just said that, it had to end the way it ended, But there was progress going on because I had self-belief and I always trusted in God.
How many times did you want to give up on football, especially because for Wena, Gilpagania, get Sundowns, and then Ta.
Sure.
How many times from that point, how many times did you want to give up on your career?
When I left Sundowns.
When Sundowns was done.
When I left Sundowns. Because we're just on the verge of winning the Champions League, and as a footballer, it was always my wish. Listen, I have respect with people that have won a lot of league titles, respect to them and all of that. But for me, it was all about grabbing whatever that is, even if I win one title. But my main aim was the Champions League. Reason being, I tasted it in terms of being the closer, just being by the semis and losing to Sfaxian at that time. Yeah. And knowing the history of Pirates, I wanted to add another star that, okay, if I couldn't do it at Pirates, here's an opportunity at Sundowns, you know. And I shared that with Coach Pitso. I'm like, Coach, okay, it's fine if I don't play in the league. Look, I've played for so many years. You know me,
Yeah.
you know everything.
Mara ngenya mo
But
Champions League.
ambition if we can do that, because I want to go play the Club World Cup, you know, I mean, playing in the youth national teams, that's the experience that I loved, you know. I loved playing with, you know, different opponents. I
Yeah.
don't want to, because sometimes repetition was a bit boring. Same league, fine.
Every
Every
ke Chiefs ke Chiefs
Yeah.
ai 2 ke Sundowns ai 2 ke Amazulu ai 2 ba tla la agli man.
Yeah, ke batla dlala laagli no. I want ke batla bona le no remfet. You know what? It's possible actually to actually win these things, because it's been years we've had teams participate at that level,
Yeah.
you know, and we had the squad to do it. You know, I mean, even the squad that won the Champions League. I mean, Joe Laforge, that you had a Kennedy Mweni,
Yeah.
won the AFCON. So the team was there, you know, to actually win this thing. But when I got released after being promised to be part of that group to go to the Champions League, I felt hard done, you know. That's when I went back home and I'm like, I don't want to play this thing anymore. You know, but something in me, because in like the 5-a-side, you know, I always try to keep myself active. And I'm always hearing this thing, hey, man, you must go back and play. I came here, Senzo Meyo, they were doing a game for him after his passing, his dad. Then I met Mosimane Dam, Ucheris,
Yeah.
Kosana,
Yeah.
Takuma, Lobostiga, all these top players that have done it before. You know what they said after the game? Not ready yet for here. No, we're also going to look for a team for you. No matter that team, you know. And when I heard it from Coach Eskuze,
Yeah.
Professor Ngubane, then it put some spark in me to say, if these people can see that, why can't these coaches and the teams see that, you know? But because they also had the similar experiences, they guided me in terms of, my man, these are the politics that, you know, you have to be ready for. You are going to face it. But for now, refocus. Let's try and see where you can get a team. That's when I ended up going back to the NFD and like, I'm going to revive myself, you know, whether I go back to the top flight, but it's fine. And there was a concern of that I'm not getting enough minutes, game time. I played the whole season. I wanted to prove that, look, sometimes it's not me that makes the decision to be on the field of play. You could be told, "Ora, my man, only to sideline me. Look, I don't have the power, because if I say no, but I'm fine, and this guy doesn't want to play me,
You bring in club into disrepute.
I'm out. So I have to keep quiet. I have to swallow it and wait for my opportunity, you know. So those are the challenges too that we face as footballers. But through all that, I get one and fail to at least let me try and get another 2-3 seasons in the top flight.
Brandon Truter still believing in you, wanting to bring you to Uppington. Roger Dessar giving you an opportunity after 6 months without playing at then Ajax Cape Town. It's all of these coaches, Barca ringing Gabona that much,
Yeah.
who are responsible for reviving so many careers that a lot of us thought are dead. Owen
Yeah.
Dagama being one of them.
Yes.
I don't think people realize, but Owen Dagama is a huge reason why we have the name Peter Shalulile today.
Yes. Fully.
Those are the kinds of head coaches by Loring. They're not winning titles.
Yeah.
Mari players are, yeah. Baba the club to grote ba wankela di player.
Yes.
You know, and they don't get the credit they deserve.
Yeah.
How huge of an impact was Roger Dessar's belief and Brandon Truter's belief in you?
Look, father figures, I'd put it that way. Roger, I worked with him under 23s. Now you're talking about somebody that knows you,
Yeah.
knows your capabilities, right? Because that was my concern. I mean, you know what I can do, you know, and why can't you give me the opportunity to come and help you, you know, and help me as well, revive my career, you know? And you find that other coaches are not like that. But with Coach Roger, it was based on him knowing my credibility, knowing that I'll be bringing something to the youngsters of Ajax, also growing up at the development, Pirates. Ajax obviously embark some knowledge on the young boys. the experiences I had, go Pirates, Sundowns, because Pirates, Sundowns, Supersport, Chiefs, they'll always go to an Ajax to get these young boys. But are they prepared when they come down maybe to Joburg? But now you need players that have been there, done it, to embark and share that knowledge. Right, guys, my man, when you get there, it's going to be like this. I make an example, Kabo Riva, Musalibusa, but Travis, Masilike, just a lot of the Ajax youngsters in Jetoloren. I sat down, shared my knowledge, like, is this going to be the right move, Kotman? Movers. Yeah, man, you have to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Coming to Coach Brendan Truter, when he first arrived, Mo Swallows, he already had an idea because I'd played against him while at Maccabi, Aliko, Richards Bay. I didn't know much about Coach Brendan, but when I played against Richards Bay, I played against a team that was very organized. I could tell that the man that is leading this team really knows what he's doing because technically these guys are spot on. They know what they're doing. They made it difficult for me because Besuma at that time. And then Besuma was like, hey, these boys, they know, even when they are aware, of their spaces, they know what to do. So when he arrived, we had the first session. It was just a free session. Coach comes in, we get introduced. Okay, coach, and coach says, guys, here's 11v11, you guys play. I was already playing in the midfield. Look, a lot of people don't know that before I retired, I was already playing in the central midfield, which showed my versatility as a player. And I loved it because I used to do that. I used to play there, because I never believed that position one. Kikali the striker, Kadlala is a winger. At some stage, Coach Pitso wanted to convince me Kadlala right back. Right, coach, I know what to expose. I'm right back. I saw him not. Yes, going forward, I can give you something. But defensively, I don't think I'd wanna make mistakes and stuff like that. And then Coach Pitso started to move me to the number 10 position as well. And I think for now, Brendan changed a lot. He brought the word of God, something that I always had as well. But with him bringing that as well, Joe, it just sparked a lot of things in my life. And I just believe that I have to work for this man. I remember telling him in my, I think, first few games, Swallows, I said, you don't deserve to coach in this league. I said that, good coach. Not here. The way you prepare for your game. Look, I've worked with so many coaches. You're supposed to be at that level, and our relationship was very tight, a father as well, he understood my situation as well. And he was like, Cheesy, all I need you to do is just give me 100% on the field. He knew how to manage us at our age, of which some coaches don't even, week in, week out, we'll break it down. So a huge influence in my life, Coach Roger and Brendan as well. I think they came at a time in my life, they were God sent. I'd say they were God sent. Other than that, I think you would have forgotten about Cheese long time ago.
A lot of people would have. But by looking now and then, not all the time, because a lot of South Africans, they gave up on South African football. Crying about the quality of it, and also because Leona Sundowns it was nice to le double the club le win a league every year. Arwe Sundowns. Any grudges against Coach Pitso for denying you that one dream? You had the conversation.
I was angry. Ne? And Coach Pitso knows, he even said it. Alright, I get emotional sometimes because I feel like if I share this with you, you could also do the same to me. I think it's just human nature. And if you, that's why when it happened, ka Swallows, don't promise me things that you are not going to do. I keep it like, okay, you promised me this, I'm going to wait and see. I'll work, expand. Now, coming back to Coach Pitso, look, Coach Pitso, I worked with him from my youth days, Joe, while he was still at Supersport. He wanted me to join them, go Supersport at some stage. Eventually coached me, go the under 23s, Bafana as well. So while we were at Sundowns, obviously, you know, there's always new players coming in and stuff. Coach also wants to change a lot of things. And with Coach Pitso knowing that, look, we've been at the club for so many years and we've just delivered a trophy after 6-7 years, go Sundowns without them having anything. He felt like he also wanted to change things a bit. Like, as a player, you don't understand that, right? Now I sit down and I reflect in terms of ball, football, and how coaches and how managers work. I understood that, okay, sharp, maybe there's a transition happening at the club. Yes, they're not going to put it straight door. Guys, we're not surprised, Ezrom, Tigo, Kila. Next season, we're looking at, you know, moving you guys out because I think you've done enough for the club.
Yeah.
And this group has learned now that this is how you're going to do things going forward, you know. And I got to understand that. Okay, sharp. Okay, maybe coach you know what? This is what's going to happen in football and in life, you know. You are not going to be here forever. You're not going to be at this club forever. So azang kibanele hatred.
Yeah.
Ukakwatela mutu, and then there's hatred. Uzonde mutu. Nixazonde Coach Pitso because he's been around for so many years and helped a lot of players. He's done so much, you know. So it's I understood that I'm a sharp coach, but he built me something that I learned. He built me. He built my character. He built a lot of things that I did not know about this game of football. You know, that's why even today, I think he will always mention the likes of me, Botiko, Bopelembe, Bolafo, Bokila, you know, because he knows that we were special players. He knows that we were coachable players. He knows that we were always ready for him at any time. We never said, no, we must side against the coach. The coach must get fired. Yes, there was ups and downs. Yeah, and I'm not playing. Yeah, but coach, you are the one making... That's the relationship of a footballer and a coach, you know. So I had to overcome that. Because, I mean, how to Coach Pitso for you? What am I going to change? I'm not there in that part. Team A Champions League. I have to move on. I have a career also, you know. And the nice part about it is, while Go Swallows, I met up with him. Finally, my respect, Telkom. Had a small talk meeting with him. He was so proud of me, like, geez, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you that I'm seeing you leading the Swallows team. And I've been, because Coach Pitso watched the games, and I've been watching you. Keep it up. Hey, mara mi bra. A little coach, a little coach, you know. So yeah, but it was a good and bad relationship between me and Coach Pitso, you know. But the love has always been there. As much as Gidi challenge the coaches, one of the coaches, he wants, you know, full commitment, 100%. You must be there, and there's really so much I can say about Coach Pitso and his contribution to me as a player and as a person, you know. And I know a lot of people would say, Mara Pitso has got this side of him and that. He's also human, guys. He's human, you know. He'll also reflect and say, okay, I made a mistake there, but if it's in the past, it's in the past. We move on. I can only grow from what I've learned from him and try and be a better person and share that knowledge with the youngsters.
Your second greatest regret about your time at Mamelodi Sundowns, because I know your first one is Champions League.
Yeah.
And it's not a regret because of anything you did wrong. It's just a regret, you know, that's a chapter in my life, in my career.
Sure.
But what is your other greatest regret of your time at Mamelodi Sundowns?
Well, I think that's the only one, for me at Sundowns, you know, because
all your professional titles, you won them
Mamela,
outside of NFD.
Mamela, like the best time of my life, Sundowns. Why I'm saying that, the group of players that I came across, the challenges, you know, the coaches that I've worked with. I mean, the late Coach Nieskens, you know, Risto Stoichkov, Antonio Habas. Now, you're talking of coaches that have played the game at the highest, top. I love that. As a player, I love that. I always wanted to learn. I didn't always want to be stuck. Kind of repetition one. Get to training, let's say 5 laps, 10 laps, ball up, juggle, and then 11v11.
Yeah.
I always wanted to learn new things, and those guys brought that into my game. Not that I didn't get it at Pirates, but as I matured as a player, I started to feel a little bit more comfortable in certain areas of the field. Decision making became a little bit better. So I grew Lina as a player, and an opportunity to go to the World Cup. Because me leaving Pirates, World Cup, World Cup. And when the opportunity came and I was told, you are going to Sundowns, I was like, okay, cool. I play with these guys in the national team, so I'm not going to struggle like Fitlada. And I did exactly that. So don't have any regrets in terms of course Sundowns. I think it was just all happy moments, happy vibes. It could only be that one where, I just missed out on the Champions League medal. Yeah.
6 years at Orlando Pirates, the club that basically made you outside of Deep Blue Hellenic. What would you change about that 6 years? That's where the world got to know of Lebohang Cheeseboy Mokoena. What would you change about those 6 years?
Besides the trophy factor, because I've always been, I think I've run up maybe 4 or 5 times, Joe.
You were runner up twice with the league.
Twice in the league, Kakosta. Even Lintoli, when Kroll came in, before I left, was runner up 2008. I think the last game, Nile Amazulu, if I can remember correctly, but I was always on the stands.
Before Zalapel, because you were there at that time.
Yeah.
How did you guys let Kaizer Chiefs win the league on the last day?
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, okay, sharp, fair. On a smoke.
Hey,
No, Jaiva.
We had to score 5 goals, Joe. We actually messed it up a week before. We drew the last game that we were supposed to win. So it made it difficult in the last game where Chiefs just had to win the game by any margin, but we had to win the league by maybe 5 goals. We played Bushbucks last game. Chiefs was go Bloemfontein. The cup was somewhere between Blom and Josie.
I've been through a lot of heartbreak with Orlando Pirates. I've losing to Baroka, got the penalty. I've, Maluti FET College, 2014, Chiefs Reja, Platinum Stars, back to back. I've experienced a lot of heartbreak. But I'm telling you, that season, with what is for me still the greatest Pirates generation after 1995. But no, Smogas, let's go back to what would you have changed outside? So the trophies.
If I can continue from there, I remember when Roy Barreto was in charge. I think that's when I also got my opportunity in the first team. Got promoted. He didn't get game time, but I was allowed to always travel with the team because I felt like the late Sizo wanted me to learn and see things. And Gift was already playing at that time, and here we had where were we? I think Nerel Mabato or Mafikeng, the last game against Wits. I think Gift even scored the winner there to win the league. And that's when this whole perception of winning a title, what does it really mean winning a title being at Pirates? And I wanted that so bad. I'm not going to lie. Something that I wanted to do in the field of play. Not hey, my hot man, you, hey, Linda,
Yeah.
And we tried so hard. I'm not going to lie. And I think that's one of the reasons why Costa, after 2 seasons, was like, I can't, guys. Winning and fit. We just always, just missing it, hanya. When it's not meant to be, it was not meant to be. I mean, it's just been cup finals. We were losing cup finals, Joe. Absa.
Yeah.
Final lost against Sundowns. Coca-Cola Chiefs, we lost. So Pilon you can understand. And I remember.
But fair, man.
Fair.
Before I let you go, bro, we could talk about so much, but I can't not let you go. Guess what I would say? It's been 18 months since the missus has not been with you guys.
Sure.
You've had to now raise these 4 kids, one
Sure.
man, obviously with the support of family, but
Yeah.
what has this 18 months for Lebohang Mokoena and family been like, to not have your pillar of strength, the reason why you continued your career against your own giving up, how has it been?
It's been tough. You know, I don't know if even the word tough can really explain my situation. It hasn't been easy. Still not easy, you know. It's gonna take time. I get emotional when I talk about it because my support structure is no longer there. But I know I have family members from her side of the family, my side of the family, and the kids are really adjusting. You know, it's not easy because there's going to come a time I need to explain. You know, I mean, my kids are still very young.
Yeah.
But I don't show that face when I'm with them. I'll have my time, just like, you know, Barindo Taikal, you know, somewhere somehow just to let things out and also so that I can heal. I'll do that. I'll go into my little corner, have a prayer, cry about it, you know, and like why this, question God, and eventually tell God that, God, I know you wouldn't put me in this situation for nothing. Reason why I'm saying that, I lost my mom at 2009. I did not know whether I would actually make it. Kopolo. Lidane kwa totola disk da maulidi asaliyo, gift asaliyo. But wak pilambona the late Sizo asaliyo. I know why these people.
Who am I doing this? Who am I doing this for now?
Yeah, God, so I'm doing this for who now? But now, when I got married and my kids are there, that was the motivation, you know, and it's not an easy thing, you know, and I know I'm not the only person that is going through something like this, but I always believe, Dore, it was never about the financial support. Every day. So even when mommy passed, I'm still doing the same things that even just like mommy is there, you know, and it just narrows the gap a little bit, you know, so that the kids don't feel like, yeah, but when mommy was here, you know, we used to eat at 7 o'clock, you know, we used to study together, we used to play together. So I continue with certain things that we always used to do so that my kids can also still have that love. Because sometimes you'll get my daughter gonna, Daddy, don't you need help? You know, but we try to make the best out of it. Last Bonak obviously dula le makoko because Santana Munyane. But I'm hoping that very soon she comes and stays with me. I think maybe that's why I'm doing placing Kabana by 4. That's why Lena Malta Tim Queen and Moaling Teme, soul rest in peace, my love. Lena, that's why maybe I'm placing with 2 beautiful boys, 2 beautiful girls. And it's my responsibility to look after them as if she is here in the presence. I know spiritually she's there, but we'll soldier on, man. I think it's life, and I'm grateful that I have support structure. I have people like you that always encourage. She's, you know, it's not the end of the world. We need to push life. You know, he's got this and that, and everybody that has supported me, I'm really, really grateful for their support in these trying times.
I think I speak on behalf of South Africans at large. Doesn't matter what team they may have supported or when they disliked you, defenders are one. But I think I echo their sentiments when I say we are grateful to God for blessing us with you, your talent, your humility, just you being out here sharp.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
like every day you show up and you really become that role model that this country has always needed and will continue to need. Thank you for your service to South African football, Joe.
Yeah,
I think what you've done is immeasurable. You know, I don't even want to talk about the chances you could have gotten in Europe. It's fine.
Yeah.
Europe missed you. They didn't get the blessing that you had, that you could have offered. But
that's the biggest regret. And that one will stay with, it will do really more for the rest of my life. So, you know.
I don't blame you though.
Yeah.
I really don't. But you know what? Like you always say, God has his own plans.
Yeah.
It's never about your plans.
For sure.
Meowty, thank you so much for being the blessing that you've been, for offering and pouring everything of yourself and your family into the sport. And you know what? From here, we are Pele. May God continue to shower you with blessings.
No, thank you so much, Fred, and thank you so much for having me to share my story, and also maybe an opportunity to thank my coaches, every coach that I've worked with, from the development. You know, if I can name the list, it's just going to be endless, but they all know themselves. And also to thank Dr. Koza to for giving me that opportunity. If you're now 12 years old, took really care of me and my family. I'm grateful for everything that they've done for me. Late Sizo and Tate Mutsepe, welcoming me in his home. Mr. Alan Norman for giving me that opportunity when it looked like it was dull for me. For Tate Makashwa for believing that I have the capability to bring back his club. Yeah, man, and all the players that I've played with, all different generations, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I'll always have the love for you guys, and the memories will always stay here. One love. Thank you.
Cheeseboy number 23.
Thank you,
Thank you, top dog.
Shorty.
Honestly, I'm not even going to say much in wrapping this up. We got to see him, we got to experience him, and we got to love him or hate him, but he was there and he will stay there. He's teaching under 12 somewhere. So hopefully he's teaching under 12s that can graduate to bigger and better things in South African football. Lebohang Cheeseboy Mokoena, of course, a 21-year football career that has officially come to an end as of about a couple of weeks ago. But like I said, we are grateful that we even got to experience however short a time we did with him playing on the football field. You know where to go. Smash Sports on all of our social media platforms. You're going to enjoy this conversation. Take it from me. I've never let you down.